appreciate great artists. We build a nation and history.
Remembering our legends, Sierra Leone's art legends. MIRANDA OLAYINKA BURNEY NICOL, 1927 to 1996. Born in Freetown, Sierra Leone, was a visual artist and a pioneer in modern African art. She signed her work, Olayinka. She was also a professional storyteller of African tales and a singer and dancer. In fact, she had her own African dance and musical career with her own group in 1954 in New York before she became a famous artist. With this group, she choreographed their dances and presented their folk songs in 3 days of concerts. She belonged to the first generation of African artists who did not only follow indigenous art practices, but drew on a variety of European media while experimenting with them. Yet, her images were generally drawn from Africa. The European artists who influenced her were the artists from the Expressionist school, Paul Klee and George Rold. Her work, like her life, can be described as a cultural fusion. She won a scholarship to Long Island University, New York City, to study the arts and humanities in 1949. She then studied for 2 years at the Central School of Arts and Crafts in London from 1955 to 1957. After this, she went on to France in 1964 to study a year at the Académie de la Grande Chimère. She returned to Sierra Leone in 1958 when she was appointed government artist. Among her duties for the next 10 years, she designed the costumes for the famous Sierra Leone National Dance Troupe for their world tour in 1964. The costumes were based on the indigenous styles of the various ethnic groups represented in the troupe. They went to New York Festival in that year. After that, the troupe also toured Russia and the USA in 1971. She traveled to Europe, Nigeria, Lusaka, and lived in England in 1988. An artist's work is usually exhibited and sold, and Olayinka was no exception. She exhibited in many US cities, England, Germany, and other parts of Africa. The Harmon Foundation collection has some of her works. Her interest in fashion resulted in a fashion show at Kingsway in 1963 with 49 designs. Among her sold works is Mother Africa, which realized $737 United States dollars at Bonham's New Bond Street, UK in 2021. She created in a wide range of media including drawings, oil paintings, monotypes, woodcuts, linocuts, collages, constructions created out of materials from a Freetown market, incised wooden tablets, and greeting cards. She decorated indigenous and commercial cloth, designed clothing, chairs, tables, house screens and landscapes, prints and textile designs. She created the mural at the front of the Bank of Sierra Leone. As government artist, she made several school visits to encourage children's art, relating with art teachers, and organized art exhibitions. She believed strongly that children had an inborn ability to draw. She thus laid the groundwork for the visual arts in preparation for the country's emerging independence. There is a large oil painting 1959 in the office of the Minister of Education showing how education from indigenous rural life progresses with school. At the time of Sierra Leone's independence, Olayinka contributed to the selection of color and design of the Sierra Leone flag. She felt it was important to have colors that were cool, calm, and peace-loving. When she left government service in 1968, she set up her own private Olayinka art studio in Brookfields, where she lived. There she gave art lessons and held art exhibitions. She was president of the Society of Sierra Leone Artists in 1972. In 1977, she was in the Sierra Leone delegation to Festac 1977 in Nigeria with her visual arts contributions. In 1971, she gave a public lecture at Frabe College, University of Sierra Leone, on traditional and modern African art. Her works include Tobacco Story, Mural, 1971, inside the Oriole Tobacco Company office. Looking back, mural, 1980, at the entrance of the Radisson Blu Hotel. Child eating or child with food, fresco, 1961, at Princess Christian Maternity Hospital, PCMH. Seated figure, drawing in black and white, on the cover of the 10th September edition of the West Africa Journal number 3243. Several greeting cards. According to Nigerian professor of art, Bolaji Campbell, Olayinka is one of the most intriguing, multi-talented yet least celebrated and acknowledged artists to emerge from Sierra Leone in the modern era. She was respectfully referred to as a cultural moderator. Professor Simon Otenberg has written her biography in Olayinka, A Woman's View, the life of an African modern artist.
Salon Arts Legends, we make the world with the work now. Salon Arts Legends, Salon Arts Legends, oh, Salon Arts Legends, we make the world with the work now.